Number uno.
Okay, this is the very first Ninjaview, and our interview here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Jennifer, True, from Long Beach, California.
I am Amanda fucking Palmer.
I'm Jason Webley.
Kay Hanley just wound up backstage with us, and we are going to commence our first Ninjaview backstage interview starting now.
Okay. So you're all performers, and you do some pretty intense songs sometimes, and others not so intense. But when you're doing the more intense ones, do you go to a certain place in your head in order to be able to perform so intently all the time, or is it just kind of like you're constantly having fun with it?
That's a good question.
I mean, for me, a song, like playing a song, like there's like something in the physicality of playing the song that often I kind of go through some kind of arc just through the physical process of performing it. I don't think...
Sometimes the song can get you there. Like this, especially if you've got motor memory with the song can get you into the song.
But I don't necessarily like go back to the root, the core of like the place where I wrote it from. Like that, it's more like finding something new in it in that moment. Or
I've had all sorts of different experiences because sometimes the song can be. I mean, especially when you're touring and you're playing the same thing over and over again, you can just like really zone out and get to the end of a song and realize that you've just played the entire song and thought about what you're going to eat for dinner, like thought about your laundry, like, and that can be terrifying because like, and actually what's terrifying about it is when you get good and you realize that you're able to take the audience through this whole journey and you weren't there.
That was the most amazing
show of my life! And you're like, oh my god, and that's scary.
Your lyrics are so literary, though. I mean, it's like you paint such amazing pictures with your lyrics that I can imagine going from, like, whether you're having, like, the happiest day of your life or the worst day of your life. Like, the songs that you sing are so cathartic in either circumstance.
Sometimes
you paint such amazing pictures.
I actually find that the better mood I'm in, the easier it is to go to a
be
dark
miserable.
place.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
Totally.
because you kind of have open access. I had an experience the other night in Portland, which is where I pretty much wrote the majority of the end of the song Astronaut, and it's where I performed it for the very first time. Like, literally, I finished writing it, and then I was on tour with the Dresden Dolls, and then got on stage and was like, I wrote this new song, I really want to play it. The person I had kind of written it about and for was in the audience, so I had given myself this, like, this deadline to do it. And being there, and being on that same stage, and thinking about that day and where I was in life with that person in that situation made that song more emotional than it had ever been for me, even the first few times I played it. Because I now had this perspective of, like, it was 2 years ago, and that whole chapter is closed, and I was able to kind of step outside the whole thing, look back at it, and go, oh god, now I see the relationship and the song, and I see them both from far away, and I see how they fit together in a way that I actually didn't even do when I was in it.
And now when you sing the song, is it still like so intense for you, but like in a different, like those feelings that you had at that time? Or do you still sing that song?
I sing that song almost every night. Right. And it's the opening track on my album. I don't know, sometimes I sing that song and it's like almost like this joyful, powerful, uplifting song, and I don't tap into anything miserable at all. And especially when it's like the beginning of a night and fans are just psyched to be there and psyched to connect, the song turns into, you know, a celebration, and I don't tap into anything dark about it.
Some of the songs that you write in life are... I'm sorry, I'm like totally... Now I'm interviewing you. I'm sorry.
Do you have another question?
Sorry.
Yeah, and you can actually all answer this one. When do you feel most feminine and most masculine?
Jason.
I don't know.
Just kind of like
yes, Jason.
When he puts the lipstick and the wig on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's an interesting question. I mean, I do often feel very feminine, and I mean, I'm more conscious of when I feel feminine, I guess, than when I feel masculine. But it's really hard to talk about. I
spend a lot of time thinking about that. I feel very masculine when I'm on business phone calls. And my voice drops, too. Like, I listen to... Once I started paying a lot of attention to my voice, especially when I had surgery, I started realizing that when I was having, like, a heavy-duty business phone call with someone really fancy and important, I would push my voice way down and start talking like this and get into a very intense, loud, forceful way of talking. And people observing me would watch, you know, and then my honey bunny calls me on the other line, and I'm like, hi. Hi. Hi, on a business call. Can I call you back? Okay. Yeah, so anyway, December at the latest. Because, and that's a very masculine, feminine thing. And I find it through my voice.
All right.
It's true, right?
Totally.
You push your voice down.
Another general question. What is your favorite place on Earth that you've experienced so far?
I love the Earth. I mean,
By the way,
really
I've
hard.
never met this man before, but I love him.
I mean, it's really hard to play favorites with the Earth.
My favorite place changes constantly. I hit places on tour that kind of turn me on, and then I fantasize about them for a little while, and then they trickle away, or I go back to recreate the fantasy, and the fantasy disappears. The last favorite place I had was in Byron Bay, Australia, because I had 2 days off and walked on the beach and kind of let my head go and actually just was like blissfully happy for 24 hours. And now every time I think about it, it was recent. You know, It was a couple months ago. Every time I think about it, I'm like, you know, and I don't even think I could ever live there. It's like it's not a place that is cut out that way, but I think when you travel constantly, it has to constantly change. But I mean, for you, it's probably home because you have a hardcore home.
Yeah, I do.
Family.
By the way, we're just to let you know what the situation is. Amanda and I are from Boston, and I was in a band called Letters to Cleo, and I am and have always been a massive fan of Amanda's, and we connected on Twitter. And so now I'm basically...
That's where I know you. I was at your thing. You were in Boston.
Yeah, and then we did a song together. You were there.
Yeah, I was.
But I don't think that we met.
No, we didn't. That's yeah.
Right, but I knew that you were there, and you guys were about to hi, and you guys were about to leave for the Evelyn tour. You were telling me the whole thing about.
This is that tour.
I know, but you were about to when Amanda and I performed together in Boston, which was the first time we'd ever officially met.
And Kay happens to be playing tonight at Largo next door.
I'm playing at my friend's comedy show tonight.
So you're doing stand-up?
No, I'm not funny. No, but I know a lot of funny people, and so, like...
You're funny by proxy.
Yeah, both of those were funny statements.
Yeah.
You know what? I am kind of funny, but not in that way.
So you have to tell the story about why you're banned from Largo. Or you were banned from Largo.
Don't worry, they can't hear it.
Hi.
I'm listening. Only the entire universe can hear you, not the people in this room.
Here.
So it was the... Oh, hi.
I just want to hear this already.
You do? Hey,
Say hi to the camera, Skip.
Are you playing with Greg tonight?
No, I'm with these cats.
Tell the story. Tell the story. We're almost out of time.
Wait. Yeah, you might have to wait. Why don't I restart it, and then we can put up 2 parts if you guys want.
Okay.
Oh,
What
wait.
do you think?
Are we almost at 9 minutes?
Yep.
Oh, we'll do part 2. I'll make a sign.
All right, cool.
This is actually good enough to put up 2 parts.
Yes,
Yeah.
how are you?
All right.
Oh, good.
That's good. I love your
Part 1.
situation.
I shot
Part 2. It's a cliffhanger.
Well,
It was a
say it's the end of
cliffhanger.
part 1.
End of part 1.